Welcome everyone. I'm Ranger Ree with Jefferson County Open Space, and I'm excited that you're joining me today for our Producers section of ESI Ecosystem Investigations. Before we start talking about producers, let's talk a little bit more about what an ecosystem is. An ecosystem is the interaction between living and non-living things. An ecosystem can be as small as what's under a rock or as large as a vast forest. No matter what the size of the ecosystem, everything in the ecosystem is connected. There are two very important things that must be passed through an ecosystem in order for living things to survive. One is energy, which comes from the sun. All things need energy to grow and survive. The sun's energy enters the ecosystem through producers. Producers are living things that make their own food. Most plants are producers and convert the sun's energy into sugars, which they can store as food in roots and leaves so they can survive and grow. Most organisms cannot make their own food from the sun's energy and must eat other plants and animals. Organisms that eat other plants and animals are known as consumers. When they do, any energy that is stored in the organism being eaten gets passed on to them. The other thing that must pass through an ecosystem for it to be successful are nutrients. Nutrients are elements like calcium, iron, phosphorus, potassium, and nitrogen, and are needed for living things to survive. Unlike the energy which comes from the sun, nutrients are found in the soil. They enter the ecosystem by being absorbed into a plant through its roots. When an organism eats a plant or plant eater, those nutrients are passed up through the food chain. Your job today as an ESI investigator is to discover which plants are in your local ecosystem and the role that they play. Remember, everything in the ecosystem is connected. Now I'm here today at Lookout Mountain Nature Preserve in a ponderosa pine forest, but you can do this anywhere, your backyard, a local park. You'll need something to write on and something to write with. So now it's your turn. I want you to create an herbivorous menu for the animals that live in your ecosystem. Think about what you think they might enjoy. Look at flowers, plants, leaves, pine cones. I think the A-bird squirrels that live in the ponderosa pine forest would really enjoy ponderosa pine seed granola. Pretty tasty. So when you're writing your menu, be creative. If you don't know the names, make something up. Or you could draw, or you could write the words. Either way, that's fine. And think about when you write your menu items, what animals you think would enjoy that dish. When you're out searching for plants, I want you to remember a few things. Don't tread on the plants. They're living things. Don't pick anything. Leave everything where you found it. This is a pretend menu, so we want to leave all the plants for the real animals to eat. Well, I finished my menu, and I think the animals are going to be knocking down my restaurant door with the delicious food I planned. Without this extensive menu, what do you think the animals would eat? Think about that while we do this activity. This pyramid represents our ecosystem's food web. What would happen if perhaps another fox came along? Would he have enough to eat? Maybe not. What if somebody came along and started picking the berries or picked some of the flowers? Would these animals have enough to eat? They may not. How can you help prevent this from happening? Remember, everything in the ecosystem is connected. On behalf of Jefferson County Open Space, I'd like to thank you for joining us for our video today. And get out there, have some adventures, and look for some producers.